So often in life, we are taught to measure ourselves by what we own. The size of our home, the brand of our clothes, the kind of car we drive, the number in our bank account. Society makes it seem like these things are the ultimate definition of success. But let me tell you something from the heart. The size of your house will never matter more than the size of your heart. Think about it. At the end of the day, a house is just walls and bricks. It can be big, it can be small, it can be beautiful or simple, but it doesn't define the human being who lives inside. What truly matters, what really lingers, is the energy you carry within yourself. It's the love, the kindness, the compassion that flows out of you, because nobody remembers the square footage of your home, but they will never forget how you made them feel. It's easy to treat people well when you think they can give you something in return. It's easy to be respectful towards the boss, the CEO, or the person you are trying to impress, but the real character is revealed in the small, quiet moments. How do you treat the waiter who brings you your food? How do you talk to the cashier, the janitor, the stranger passing by on the street? That is where your true self is reflected, because kindness towards those who have nothing to offer you, that is genuine, that is pure. I once heard someone say, the way you treat the people you think you don't need says everything about who you really are. And that stuck me deeply. Okay, because so many people spend their lives chasing approval from those at the top, when in reality the most meaningful impression we can leave is in the everyday interactions, in the kindness that requires no stage, no spotlight, no audience. Your bank balance can show how much you have earned, but it cannot show how much you have lived. You could have millions in the bank, but if your humanity is bankrupt, what does it all mean? Status might impress someone for a moment, but kindness leaves an impression for a lifetime. When you think about the people who shaped your life, who comes to mind? Maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member. Do you remember what car they drove? Do you remember what kind of house they lived in? Probably not. What you remember is how they made you feel. The encouragement they gave you, the love they showed you, the way they lifted you up when you were down. That is what stays. That is the legacy people leave behind. And yet, so many of us still chase after the wrong things. We hustle endlessly for material comfort. We compare our lives to others on social media. We measure our worth by titles and numbers. But let me tell you, nobody's going to stand at your funeral and talk about how many zeros were in your bank account. They are going to talk about your heart. They are going to talk about the times you showed up, the times you cared, the times you chose compassion over judgment, kindness over ego. It takes no money to be kind. It costs nothing to smile at someone, to say thank you, to listen with patience, to make someone feel seen. And yet, these simple things carry more weight than any luxury item ever could, because deep down, all of us are human. We are all fighting silent battles, carrying invisible struggles, and sometimes the smallest act of kindness can be the very thing that helps someone keep going. I want you to really think about this. When you are gone one day, what will people say about you? Will they talk about the car you drove, or the watch you wore, or how stylish your house was? Or will they talk about your laughter, your hugs, your kindness, the way you made them feel safe, the way you inspired them to be better. That is your real wealth. That is what truly lasts. We live in a culture that glorifies wealth and status, okay? But the truth is, humanity will always be more valuable than money. Love will always be more valuable than luxury. Generosity will always be more valuable than greed. You can climb every ladder of success, but if you lose your heart along the way, you have gained nothing. So the next time you are sitting at a restaurant, pay attention to how you treat the person serving your food. The next time you are in a store, notice how you speak to the cashier. The next time you are walking down the street, ask yourself, am I moving through the world with love? Because those moments, those little reflections of kindness are what define you. It's not about being perfect. It's not about always getting it right. It's about showing up with humanity. It's about choosing empathy over apathy, compassion over judgment, kindness over indifference. And here's the truth. One kind word, one kind gesture can echo longer than you will ever realize. You might not remember it tomorrow, but the other person might carry it for the rest of their life. I want to challenge you to live from your heart. Don't measure yourself by what you own, but by what you give. Don't measure your success by your titles, but by your tenderness. Don't measure your worth by your wealth, but by your willingness to love. Because when everything else fades, and it will fade, your heart will be what remains. And maybe, just maybe, that is the real definition of success. Not the size of your house, not the size of your bank account, but the size of your heart. Because the truth is, wealth can impress people for a moment, but kindness leaves an impression for a lifetime. So live in such a way that your legacy is love. Live in such a way that people feel better, lighter, more hopeful, simply because they crossed paths with you. Live in such a way that your presence is a gift and your absence is deeply felt. At the end of the day, that is what life is really about. Not the possessions you collect, but the love you spread. Not the titles you achieve, but the hearts you touch. The size of your heart will always matter more than the size of your house. Never forget that. And this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. I see you in the next video. Bye.